Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 424, The Mysterious Music Box. Upper Beginner. In the heart of London, there was a tiny shop known as Antique Treasures. It was tucked away in a narrow cobblestone alley, hidden from the busy streets filled with cars and people. Oliver, a young man with a love for history, worked there. He was fascinated by the stories behind each antique item. One rainy afternoon, as Oliver was dusting the shelves, an old woman entered the shop. She was wearing a long grey coat and carried a small wooden box. Her eyes were kind but mysterious. "Good afternoon," Oliver greeted her with a polite smile. "Good afternoon, young man," the woman replied. "My name is Mrs. Watson. I have something special I'd like to sell." Oliver nodded and cleared a space on the counter. Mrs. Watson placed the wooden box in front of him. It was a beautifully carved music box with intricate designs of flowers and tiny figures. Oliver admired its craftsmanship. "This is very beautiful," Oliver said. "May I see how it works?" Mrs. Watson nodded. "Of course." With gentle hands, Oliver opened the lid. Inside, a small ballerina figure slowly rose up and began to spin. The music that played was enchanting, a soft melody that filled the shop and seemed to brighten the rainy day outside. Oliver was captivated. "This melody is lovely. Do you know its name?" Mrs. Watson smiled slightly, but said nothing. Instead, she handed Oliver a letter that was tied with a red ribbon. "This explains it all," she said softly. Then she turned and left the shop, leaving Oliver with the mysterious music box. Curious, Oliver untied the ribbon and unfolded the letter. It was old and written in elegant handwriting. The letter read, "My dearest Sarah, I hope this music box brings you joy and memories of our special moments together. The melody was composed for you, to remind you of our dance beneath the starlit sky. Forever yours, Edward." Oliver felt a sense of nostalgia as he read the letter. It was a piece of a love story, one that had perhaps been forgotten over time. He wondered about Edward and Sarah and the life they might have shared. Deciding to learn more about the music box, Oliver began researching. Over the next few days, he searched through old records and talked to collectors. He discovered that the melody was unique and was written by a composer named Edward Dunn, who lived in the early 1900s. Edward Dunn was known for his romantic compositions, but little was known about his personal life. The records hinted that Sarah, mentioned in the letter, was his muse. Oliver felt as if he was uncovering a secret piece of history. The mystery of the music box intrigued him, and he wanted to share its story with others. One afternoon, a customer named Clara visited the shop. She often stopped by, interested in the stories behind the antiques. Oliver decided to show her the music box. "This is special," Oliver said, playing the melody for Clara. He showed her the letter and explained his findings. Clara listened intently. "It's a beautiful story," she said. "Maybe you could write about it. People would love to hear about Edward and Sarah." Oliver considered Clara's suggestion. He realized that the story could bring the music box to life for others. Inspired, he started writing. He wrote about Edward's love for Sarah, the creation of the music box, and the mystery surrounding it. After finishing the story, Oliver arranged for a small exhibit at a local community centre. He displayed the music box and shared the tale he had written. Many people attended, enchanted by the melody and the romance of Edward and Sarah. Oliver's story brought new life to the music box. It became a symbol of timeless love, connecting people with the bygone era. He felt happy knowing that he had honoured the memory of the mysterious couple and their beautiful melody. As the exhibit ended, Oliver placed the music box back in the shop, its melody now etched in his heart. He continued to greet each customer with a smile, ready to share the stories of the past and the mysteries they concealed. Vocabulary notes. Antique, noun, definition, an object belonging to an earlier period, valued for its age and quality. Example, Oliver, a young man with a love for history, worked there. He was fascinated by the stories behind each antique item. Similar words: vintage, relic, collectible. Melody, noun. Definition: a sequence of pleasing musical notes that are often part of a larger composition. Example: the music that played was enchanting, a soft melody that filled the shop and seemed to brighten the rainy day outside. Similar words: tune, harmony, air. Intricate, adjective. Definition: very detailed and complicated, often referring to the complexity of design. Example: it was a beautifully carved music box with intricate designs of flowers and tiny figures. Similar words: complex, elaborate, detailed. Captivated, verb. Definition: to attract and hold the interest and attention of someone. Example: Oliver was captivated. This melody is lovely. Similar words: enchanted, fascinated, charmed. Nostalgia, noun. Definition: a sentimental longing for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations. Example: Oliver felt a sense of nostalgia as he read the letter. Similar words: sentimentality, reminiscence, wistfulness. Muse, noun. Definition: a person or force that is the source of inspiration for a creative artist. Example: the records hinted that Sarah, mentioned in the letter, was his muse. Similar words: inspiration, source of genius, creative influence. Exhibit, noun, verb. Definition as noun: a public display of works of art or items of interest held in an art gallery or museum or at a trade fair. Example: after finishing the story, Oliver arranged for a small exhibit at the local community centre. Similar words: display, show, presentation. Timeless, adjective. Definition: not affected by the passage of time or changes, in fashion, eternal. Example: Oliver's story brought new life to the music box. It became a symbol of timeless love. Similar words: eternal, ageless, everlasting. Story written by ChatGPT 4.0 AI. Image created by Flux, Schnell, Black Forest Labs AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.